Go to messed up, no. Bad news is to beat your home, nigga. Yeah. Go on, get on that ass real quick one time. 144, baby.
They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, me whole guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I go with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm too hardcore. Wait up, let me make a call right quick. I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about anymore. I need a Vaseline like my Nina Puffer Ford. Took a Zoc, watch the dark. Matter of fact, like a dart. Any problem, let them come. We gon' snatch they soul like Shang Tsung. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Hopper Free. Try to hope it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Throw them boys, we taking over. Call them up like set the date. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house shoes. Don't make excuses, make moves. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them U.P.K rules. I make hits like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, the whole guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the fart. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm too hardcore. Yeah, I just got off the call. I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas, get your knife and your fork. He ain't locked in with the count and when you speaking to me fart. Yeah, I just took the floor. Ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign. Tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion. They can see the outcome. Get them niggas bad, got them tied down and out there. You can't do with them steppers. Niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands, bitch like Dylan. They say you get on, you gon' represent. I said, of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I read that bitch just like a horse. Yeah, about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, we whole guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You either low or this low, so that bitch is either or. I told you niggas, you ain't cut like that. I swear I'm too hardcore. And I just made it go. We gon' start another war. Yeah.
Shalom, Israel. And when I mean Israel, I'm talking about the Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians. The Lord's 54th annual Passover is going down again this year, sundown, April 1st at 500 South Salisbury Street in Raleigh, North Carolina at the Downtown Conventional Center. It's got enough room for all of us. The Lord's 54th annual Passover. Last year, brothers and sisters showed up from all over the world, rocking ancient garments and glorious apparel in order to serve the Most High in Christ. Now, it's that time again. Commander General YAHANNA is putting out the decree for all brothers and sisters to show up sundown, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us at the Sheridan in Raleigh, the hotel right downtown. It's at 421 South Salisbury. The Passover is right up the block at the convention center, literally within walking distance. Make sure you pull up. Make sure that you do your due diligence because rooms are going fast and they are limited this weekend. You understand? We have months in advance of preparation. Do not wait till the last minute to get your room. The Lord's 54th annual Passover, Saturday, April 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. Join us there.
It's about time, sending curses to them enemies.
Shalom, Israel. My name is Officer Kayadwan from I.S.U.P.K, Jamaica. Priest and Officer Kayadwan out of I.S.U.P.K, Jamaica. I.S.U.P.K started 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York. I.S.U.P.K is run by Commanding General YAHANNA, the one man with the rank and the authority to lead Israel at this time. I say Yahweh Ba'asham Yahweh Shai Barakatham to my brothers. Yahweh Shamar Ailatan Ba'asham Yahweh Shai to my sisters. All right, so tonight is our Tuesday night Brotherhood class. You understand? And there's no better time to show brotherhood than you know what I mean, getting together with the brothers and the sisters, the Akiam and Akwatiam, and the Passover, you know what I mean, like the Most High commanded us as a nation to do. See? So, you know what I mean, to show brotherhood and sisterhood with each other. And we're coming up at the time of the Passover now, where is the most, you know what I mean, if there was a time that we should show brotherhood and sisterhood, it's during the time of the Passover. All right, so we're going to touch upon, we're going to explain what the Passover is all about and why is it significant for the children of Israel. I mean, you learn nothing about the Passover when you're in the Christian church. Nothing. You understand? And the Passover is the most important holy day. Of course, this world used the term holiday. Zane? But the Passover is the most important holy day that the Most High gave to the children of Israel in the Bible. You know what I mean? And also gave us the commandment that we should not miss the Passover. See? When we were in our land, you know, missing the Passover would mean that you would be cut off from your nation, and that is how important the Passover was, you know. But today, in this captivity that we are in, you know what I mean, here in Jamaica, over here in the West, because we are no longer in our homeland, we are in captivity, we are in slavery. See? We are in this religion called Christianity that don't even mention nothing about the Passover. Don't even tell you that don't even tell you that Christ kept the Passover. Instead, what them give Christmas and them give Easter, which is evil as hell. Christmas and Easter is two of the most evil holidays. And I mean, when you understand the real meaning behind it, different from even the idolatry is abominable already. God know when you worship Christmas and Easter, you are doing idolatry. That is against the Most High, that is already abominable. But when you understand the history about this specific holiday, rude boy, yo, you can't be a friend with the Most High and celebrate Easter and Christmas. Celebrating Easter and Christmas is saying, I am an enemy to the Most High and I want to war. I want to go up against the Most High, which if you ask any Israelite if they love God, they're going to tell you, yeah. You understand? They're going to tell you, yes. Zane, if you go to any random person, even a gunman in the street right now, and ask him if he love God, what am I going to tell you? He's going to tell you, yes, he love God. But guess what? You see these holidays that we celebrate over here in this captivity is indication that we really hate the Most High, because not only it go up against the laws of the Most High, when you check the history of the holidays, like for example, Christmas, Easter and Christmas it's intertwined. Let me explain, I will show you. See? Easter come up, you know. See? Christmas is about a man named Nimrod, an Ethiopian, a Cushite. See? Who became like the first world leader. He was a mighty warrior and eventually become, you know what I mean, ruler of the known earth, but them are the known world. Of course, not the entire planet, but where civilization was. See, after the flood. This man decided that he was going to kill the Most High because he know how the Most High flood the earth again. You might say to yourself, what kind of foolishness me attack? See, nobody can kill the Most High. We know that. We know say nobody can kill the Most High, but this stupid Ethiopian thought he could. You understand? This stupid Ethiopian called Nimrod, where the Bible even talk about, thought he could build a tower, and this tower could reach to the sky, and he could fight the Most High, Zane, and defeat the Most High so that the Most High don't flood the earth again. You understand? All right. What that have to do with Nimrod is the one on December 25th, not Jesus. The same Nimrod is the one that the Christmas tree is representing, because when he died, his wife, Semiramis, or Semiramis, which goes by many names. You understand? She told the people, bear in mind, she was also his mother and his wife. See? These were the things that the Most High never want we to do. Married with mother and with sister and all them things there. See? But anyway, his wife was his mother. And she know after Nimrod died in war, in battle. See? She tricked the people them. Because now she's queen, you know. And she want to maintain the power because nobody fears she. Everybody fear Nimrod. You understand? But Nimrod is now dead. So what she said is Nimrod is not really dead. His spirit is in an evergreen tree. And that is a Christmas tree. And people should still bring gifts to Nimrod under the tree. Or Nimrod's spirit will find you in your house at night and cut your head off and put it on the tree. You understand? So that is why people bring gifts and put under the tree. You understand? And those who did not bring gifts under the tree, she would send soldiers to cut off them head and hang it on the tree. So in the morning now, people would see people head hanging on the tree. That is where you get a Christmas decoration from the tree. See? That is where Christmas come from. Christmas come from the celebrating of the birthday, you understand, of a man who thought he could fight the Most High, an Ethiopian. That's why when the rest of them come and tell you about Ethiopia, this and Ethiopia, that. Nimrod was a Cushite. Nimrod was the son of Cush. You understand? He ruled ancient Babylon, which is ancient Ethiopia, ancient Mesopotamia. It goes by many names. You understand? And this man thought he could fight the God of Israel. Of course, Israel never exists them time there yet. See? Israel never exists yet. Because that was right after the flood. You understand? Eventually, Israel became a nation. You had Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know what I mean? Jacob is the father of the 12 tribe of Israel, and the Most High chose the Israelites as his people. He chose Abraham, then he chose Isaac, then he chose Jacob, and he said he might form a nation called the Israelites. So the same God who Nimrod thought he could kill, which is beyond logic. See? The same God we have a covenant with. So if you celebrate Christmas, you are saying that you agree with this heathen called Nimrod and you want to join him to fight against the God who your foreparents have a covenant. You are a traitor basically when you celebrate Christmas. No, or Easter getting at this now. Semiramis, Nimrod wife / mother, her name, she is the mother of Easter. She eventually became, so Nimrod became this god or this myth because every idol from Buddha to, what you call it now, from Buddha to the Hindu god name, what's the name? That Hindu god, every fake god on the face of the earth was once a man who people revered, and he died and people make him into a god. Let me give you a prime example. Bob Marley. Bob Marley is 100 years from now, people are going to pray to Bob Marley, you know. That is how history go. You have a great man, him do some great things, and when him dead, myths start create about this man, and statues and images start create about this man, and people start create false stories that this man used to have magical powers and all sort of things. And him eventually become a god, or a fake god, or either. Martin Luther King is another one. See? All the great men of the past are who people thought was great. See? After 100 years or 1,000 years or a couple 100 years, this great man story will be vastly exaggerated, and then people are going to think this man is a god. You understand? No, the same thing happened with Ishtar or Semiramis, that is Nimrod's mother, and she became the mother of fertility. You understand? She became the mother of the queen of heaven, which we are going to read in the Bible and show you. And she became Ishtar, which is Easter. That is where you get the word Easter from. You understand? It all goes back to one specific place. The Tower of Babel in the land of Babylon. All these customs that you see in the Christian church come from one origin, from that instant. And it is evil. That's why your Christian church don't teach you nothing about the Passover. And why would they? Why would they teach you anything about the Passover? I mean, the Christian church is given to you by the slave master, but Passover was given to you by God. Why would the slave master give you back a holiday or a holy day? Because them plagiarize the Most High's term holy day and start refer to their festival days as holiday. You understand? That is where the term holiday come from. It's really holy day. See? So them say no, Christmas is a holy day and them call it holiday. But we know that Christmas, Easter, those are not holy days. The Passover is a holy day that the Most High gave to the children of Israel. You understand? So why would the slave master, through his institution called Christianity, tell you, the children of Israel, who he enslaved knowingly, knowing that he enslaved the children of Israel? Why would he give you back the Passover and tell you that, oh, by the way, the Most High likes when you do this? When you celebrate, this holiday is a commemoration of when the Most High took you out of slavery. By the way, we have you in slavery, so celebrate that holiday when the Most High took you out of slavery. When you were in slavery in Egypt, no, we have you in slavery. Now celebrate the holiday, open, and what that alone tell us that he would not give you back that holiday. Because the Passover is about the children of Israel being saved from out of slavery. So the oppressor now go give you that. Because now you go hope say the Most High save you out of slavery from under the oppressor. But the motive of Christianity is not so that you can be free. It's so that you can believe a lie. You know what I mean? So that you can remain in slavery. And it's a tool given to you by the oppressor. And that is why them give Easter and Christmas, because these are two abominable holidays that the Most High is completely against. I mean, as I said, I tell you, if you celebrate Christmas and Easter, of course you know that our people do it unknowingly. Them don't know say this is what the holiday represent. But at least know that it's idolatry and don't celebrate it. See? But if you celebrate those holidays, what you are really saying is you are on the side of this Ethiopian who thought he could kill the God that you pray to every day for long life and prosperity. Christianity is madness. All right, Christianity is a little bit of the land of Babel. Of course, America is Babylon. So, of course, they're going to push this religion, which is confusion, because Babel means confusion. Christianity is confusion. You pray to the God of the Bible, them claim in Christianity, while serving the God that the same God of the Bible tell you that you should not worship in Christianity. It is confusion. And that is why we tell you that you should come out of the Christian church. See? All right, so we will get straight into the class now. See? We're going to show you what is Easter, and firstly, we're going to go into the Passover and show you the significance of the Passover. Again, there is no religion in the Bible. You understand? The quicker we know that is the you know what I mean? The better we will understand the Most High and stop blaming the Most High for things that, you know what I mean, we are the cause for. You know why we blame the Most High for enough things and say, if the Most High did all knowing, then why he never know about slavery? You ever hear that before? If the Most High did all knowing or all loving, why make we go in a slavery? You know why you say that? Because you don't know the Bible. Because you learn the Bible through the Christian church. But when you know the Bible, you understand that it was the Most High who sent we in a slavery. But now you have when you understand that, now you have a different question. Why? Why him send we in a slavery? Because we are his chosen people and we not listen. So the worst thing that ever happened in all of the history of mankind, called the transatlantic slave trade, it happened 400 years ago, and it happened to your foreparents. It is the worst thing that ever happened from the earth was created. The worst. Nothing at all never happened like the slavery where your great-great-great-grandparents got through. Nothing at all. The worst thing in human history. And you want to tell me say it's an accident? No, sir. At the most time make it happen. With the hope that you would look upon it and say, well, something wrong. Why this happened to we? Out of all the people in the earth, it happened to we. And that's him why you do, him why you sit down and say, wait, how comes this reach with? And then you go and seek the answer. You will find out why this happened. Why were we brought over here in chains and torture for 200 and odd years and then oppressed for another 100 and odd years? Because we offended the God that we have a covenant with. We broke his laws. You understand? We worship Easter or Ishtar. And we celebrate Nimrod's birthday called Christmas. These are the enemies of the Most High. These are the enemies of the God that you say, thank you, Father God, for waking me up this morning. But come 2 weeks from now, when I think Easter is 2 weeks from now, saying, you're going to celebrate the holiday of his enemies. And come December the 25th, you're going to celebrate the holiday of the Most High's enemies. And then you're going to say, after you're done drink and pour out yourself and whoredom and do all sort of filthiness on Christmas, see? You're going to say, Father, I pray you give me a prosperous and happy and healthy new year. And you just celebrated the birthday of his enemies. People, stupid people who actually thought they could kill him. Which is impossible because the Most High can't dead and can't be defeated. The Most High is, you know what I mean? He is what he says he is. All powerful. But dumb mankind, stupid mankind who at the time knew that the Most High was real, wanted to kill him. Is you don't know that so the Most High real today, you know, because the white man, the oppressor, give you the impression that God not real. Back in the days, Nimrod knew that the Most High did real. And in a female mind, oh, I can't kill the Most High, I control the world. You know what I mean? I rule the entire known civilization. So guess what? Let me go up against the Most High so that him don't flood the earth again. So that me can rule forever. And that was the dumbest thing he ever do. Because all the Most High did was just send, you know what I mean, one angel for just confuse the tongue of the people. So who are lay the black them and who are throw the brick them can't talk to each other again because them don't speak the same language anymore. Not everybody was speaking Hebrew anymore. So it confused, it reached a stalemate. The tower did not get to finish. You understand? And Nimrod eventually went into war with his own people and then killed him. Just like Selassie. See? Just like Selassie. Then kill him and Nimrod was forgotten about except the fact that now people remember him through these holidays. You understand? Which is evil. All right, so we're going to jump to the book of, we're going to jump to Exodus. You know what I mean? We have to elaborate upon how evil these holidays is because, all right, it is good enough to just tell you that the Most High said, don't have any other gods before him. It is good enough, you know. But our people stubborn. Our people, you have to break it down to them and say, look, it is even worse than that. So it's up to them now if they want to continue to celebrate Easter, continue to celebrate this, continue to celebrate that. Now that you know that these are some terrible, terrible holidays. Will you continue celebrating Easter? Knowing that you are the children of Israel, because I think everybody and their mother know now, you know. You hear it somewhere that you are the children of Israel and you're hearing it more and more and more and more. And more and more and more. You understand? I think everybody know that we are the children of Israel now. Now that you know that you are the children of Israel, all you have to do is just open up the Bible and see what happened to the children of Israel. What were they supposed to do or what were they not supposed to do? And they are going to get the whole picture. You say, bombard a whole heap of foolishness we keep up then. And enough stupidity we keep up. We will jump to the book of Exodus chapter 11. I will show you about the Passover. We're not going to read the entire story about this. But what we are going to do is, we're going to give you the gist of the Passover. See? So we're there at the book of Exodus chapter 11 and 1. Again, remember to like, follow this page, share the live, tag a Christian friend who you know will celebrate Easter. You know what I mean? Week after next or so. You know them love Easter. You can't do without the Easter bun, then can't do without the cheese. You understand? Tag them in another video so them can wake up. So the most time now for punish them. You know what I mean? For celebrating Easter. See? The book of Exodus chapter 11 and 1. And it says, and the Lord said unto Moses, yet will I bring one plague more upon Pharaoh and upon Egypt. Afterwards, he will let you go hence. All right, so we all know the story about the children of Israel being in captivity under the Egyptians. Now, who are the Egyptians? The Egyptians are the Africans. One of the tribes of the Africans, Matazariam, those are the Egyptians. See, you have 4 main tribes of Africans, are Hamites. You have the Matazarians, the Cushites, the Canaanites, and the Libyans. See, those are the main ones. You understand? Those are Africans. Well, we were in captivity under the Egyptians. The same Egypt that people say was so great, and they love to worship Egypt because of the pyramids and the Sphinx and all the great technology that they said was in Egypt. Well, let me tell you something. Egypt was great the same way America became great and Britain became great. Not by themselves, but by your hard work and your labor. Because of the slavery that you was in for 400 years in Egypt, Egypt became great to the point today that them still don't understand how the pyramids were built. And you praise the Egyptians for building the pyramids. You praise them and you say the Egyptians, them did great, you know. Ray. You build the pyramids. And when you come over here talking about the Taino Indians and then where them built to pyramids, because they were the expert in building these lavish tombs, because that's all a pyramid is. A tomb. One big tomb for say this man was dead right so he was great. That is all these heathens like to, and we follow them. They want this big headstone. To say, yo, this was a king that was buried here. But we were the one that them put in work. You know what I mean? Hard labor for build it. And to this day, nobody know how they were able to build it. Because we build it, not the white man, not the Africans. You don't see Africans building pyramids today. Why don't Africans build pyramids today? The Africans them over there don't even know how the pyramids were built. I thought Africans build pyramid. When did they go into slavery? We were the ones who go into slavery, you know. Not them. So why them can't build no pyramid? Why take our Taino brothers, our Arawak, our native Indian brothers to build pyramids over here? And after Egypt, no more pyramid no build over Africa. Every other pyramid was built over in the Americas. Egypt alone have pyramid and the Americas. Why? Because it is the children of Israel who build the pyramids. We build it, but all they are is just lavish to high places. Them don't have no significance. It's just myth were created around the pyramids to make it seem like it was spiritual. It was those lavish tombs. Those lavish tombs. And over here, our Taina brothers, because they went off into idolatry. They start sacrifice people and cut off them head pan them and all them things. You understand? Which is against the Most High. That is how far we went off. See? Let me continue reading. So it said, and the Lord said unto Moses, yet will I bring one plague more upon Pharaoh and upon Egypt, after he will let you go hence. So we were in slavery under the Egyptians, and the Most High tell Moses, you know what I mean, that he should go and tell Pharaoh. Just picture like Commanding General YAHANNA, the head of the I.S.U.P.K, going to Joe Biden or going to Donald Trump and say, let black people and Hispanic people go. Give us ships, give us boats so that we can go back to Jerusalem. What am I going to say? Go away. You hear that, you mad? What you talking about? So that was the situation. Moses wanted to let us go, to tell Pharaoh to let us go. See? And Pharaoh refused. So guess what? The Most High start plague Egypt. Similar to how you see Egypt is being plagued today. The coronavirus, monkeypox, bird flu is killing all the birds. And it's being transferred to mammals. That's not in the mainstream media. But just type that in your Google machine. Just type it in your Google machine. How many birds were killed in the last month by bird flu and mammals? And you will be shocked. This is a thing where them are quiet down. Plagues are upon the earth again. You understand? And we are trying to show you, but you know what I mean? Hopefully you listen. We know a majority of people already brainwashed by Christianity and Rastafariism. So when the real prophets them tell you what go on and I show you proof and I give you receipts, you don't want to hear it. You want to believe Africa. Oh man, just listen what the prophets them say, man. Listen to what Commanding General YAHANNA say. He has never been wrong. Not yet. So I think you can, you know what I mean? You can put your trust in the prophecies that are brought out in the I.S.U.P.K because them come from the Bible. We're not going further than the Bible. It's just that at first, we see people who actually know the Bible. And I break it down in the way that we do because we are breaking it down in the right and proper way. If you are not learning the Bible from the I.S.U.P.K, you are not learning the Bible. Then, let me continue reading. When he shall let you go, he shall surely trust you out hence altogether. So the Most High say, one more plague him going to bring upon Egypt. And after that, Pharaoh I going to let you go. And not only him I going to let you go, I'm going to run you out. And I'm going to say, come out before we're dead. You cause of dead. See? Verse 2. Speak now in the ears of the people. And that is what we are doing. We're speaking in your ears. See? And let every man borrow of his neighbor and every woman of his neighbor's jewel and silver and jewels of gold. You understand? So now Moses was commanded to tell the people to take from the Egyptians now them gold and them silver. You know what I mean? Because now the Most High get ready for set way if you have great freedom. You understand? And this will be a holiday, a glorious holiday. So now you want you put on jewelry and pretty up and get, you know what I mean? Just like, oh, we are preparing right now for the Passover in Raleigh, North Carolina. See? Yeah, man. So if you can make it there, go to the Passover, call the number. All Israel are invited. Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians. See? Anyway, so the Most High tell Moses, say, tell the people, tell the Israelites, get, you know what I mean? Put themselves together, because now they're free. Watch what I'm going to do to the oppressor. You understand? Let me continue reading. Verse 3. And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. What that means is the Egyptians were now, you know what I mean? When it said the Lord gave us favor in the sight of the Egyptians, it means the Most High has mashed up the Egyptians them so bad with all the plagues them, that now the Egyptians them was treating us very good. You understand? The Egyptians them was one time killing our firstborn, throwing our children in the river, oppressing our people, beating All right, you know the story of Moses where he saw an Egyptian abusing, beating an Israelite, and Moses rushed the Egyptian and killed him. That was what the Egyptians were doing to us, just like the police in North America. Kill a black man. See, the Egyptians, them were just like the Ku Klux Klan. The Egyptians, them, these Africans were treating us the same. See, but now, after the Most High done plague Egypt, the Egyptians, them, was treating us very kindly. Even giving us their jewelry, them gold and them silver. Because them no want no more of the beating. You understand? The same beating that is beating America. Yeah. California right now, somebody would have to tell me, but the amount of storms and tornadoes will run through California and floods. You'd think of Virginia, I think of St. Thomas. The amount of flood you see in California. Flood after flood after flood. Every time them report on a flood, see, they must say, tonight we have another jet stream of a pass through with more flooding. And the next day is another flood and another flood. And it look like St. Thomas. It look like when the St. Thomas Bridge bus, or gully bus. And that are going in America right now. And that I reach the earth right now, and everybody are ignore it, because everybody depend TikTok a scroll away. But we know want to buck up on the news, because TikTok right now is the only place where you can get the real news. See? We know want to see it and see what go on, but people that rather live in the bliss and ignore what take place. All of these things are happening at the same time, and you don't see nothing yet. You understand? Let me continue reading. Verse 3. And the Lord gave the people favor in the sight of the Egyptians. See? Moreover, the man Moses was very great in the land of Egypt. Why he was great? Because of the first Israelite to come in front of Pharaoh and talk boldly and tell him, say, the Most High have a plague, and it come true. So now Pharaoh with the strong army when did have with the chariots of iron and all them thing there. But Pharaoh did have. Pharaoh become like, you know what I mean? Moses come like a god to Pharaoh. Because Moses said, yo, the Most High will swarm Egypt with frogs tomorrow. And I see him thing happen. Egypt swarm with frogs. And the Most High said, and Moses said, the Most High will make hail and fire come from out of the sky. And it happened. So the Egyptian them, I just fear of pride, you know. Make him never let go the people. Them, but the Egyptians them were living in terror. You understand? That's why it said, moreover, the man Moses was very great in the land of Egypt, in the sight of Pharaoh's servant and in the sight of the people. But notice, Pharaoh, because just like Nimrod, because this is the pride of these Africans. See? Know that God real and God is against him. Still think him can resist the Most High. And the oppressor today, this blonde-eared, blue-eyed devil, is the same. Him see all of the UFO sightings them, and him have telescope out in space and satellite, and he's seen more than what you are seeing on the internet. And him still feel like him should push LGBT on the earth. Him still feel like him can oppress black people. Him still feel like him can put the Mexicans in cage. Him still feel like World War III now go happen to him. Or him still feel like him can win a nuclear war. That is the pride of these heathens. And our people are becoming as proud as them. Ignoring signs that look something terrible is about to happen. And living in bliss. Going around being whores, sodomites, murdering them own people as if nothing now going around them. That is pride. You understand? And we need for humble. The heathens now go humble themselves, you know, but you, the children of Israel, you have to humble yourself. You understand? Let me continue reading. Verse 4. And Moses said, thus saith the Lord, about midnight will I go out into the midst of Egypt. So Moses I make Pharaoh know say, yo, look, the Most High say, midnight, 12 midnight. Then the Most High go out in the midst of the Egypt, in Egypt. Of course, I know the Most High himself was going into the midst of Egypt. He was send a representative that represents him. And that is the angel of death. You understand? I don't know which one of the angel them, but that angel was the angel of death. You know what I mean? Went through Egypt on a chariot. You understand? And one of those UFOs passed through Egypt. And it will tell you what happened. But let me continue reading. See? Verse 5. And all the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die. Just like how the Egyptians wanted to kill all our boy babies. Just like how Planned Parenthood convince our children, our women that them should have bought them child today. No different. You understand? So the Most High said the firstborn in the land of Egypt shall die. Anything we're born first are dead. See? Let me continue reading. From the firstborn of Pharaoh. So even at the king house, even in a Joe Biden house, somebody are dead. You understand? That sitteth upon his throne, even unto the firstborn of the maid servant. So even the maid that work in a Joe Biden house. Of course, we are make a paradigm. See? So this happened in Egypt. But we just give you an example. You understand? That is behind the mill. And all the firstborn of beasts, so even the cow. You understand? Even the dog, the firstborn, I got dead. See in verse 6. And there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt, such as there was none like it, nor shall be like it anymore. You understand? I mean, when you read them story in the book, in a Christian church, you know, it does sound like fairy tales to you, though. Just sound like fairy tale. This happened, man. This is what happened. And this is what our Passover is representative of. You understand? This is what our Passover is all about. The Most High killing our enemies. I mean, hey, there's no fairy tale in the Bible. There's no hugging and kissing in the Bible, you know. The Bible is a hardcore book, you know, that we are trying to show you, know. For some reason, we learn in the Christian church that God is some kind of floating genie that grants your wishes, and him love everybody. It never, you know, look like him love the Egyptians, them, yeah, so. So where your Christian church get this doctrine of God is our lover? Well, that not in the Bible. We not see that in there. That's why we tell you, open the book, read it, and then what you don't understand, ask we. Because no Christianity is in this Bible. No religion is not in this Bible. These Egyptians, is Egypt a real place? I mean, every fairy tale book that you read usually make up a name of a place. In the land, once upon a time in the land of such and such, which you know, no land never exists name so. That is how every fairy tale book starts, you know. But the Bible are called name. The Bible calling name and give place and where it located. And after this, we don't see Egypt rise up again, you know. After this day, Egypt is a desert. You have some heathens, not well, Egyptians are heathens, but you have white people living in Egypt right now calling themselves the Egyptians. Where we know them people are what the Bible are talk about are some black people, the Most High that kill off. Some dark-skinned Egyptians. These were the original Egyptians. And the Most High was killing their firstborn. You understand? So, Bible are no fairy tale. Name and place. You know what I mean? One thing you have to love with the Bible, it call name and place. So now it's up to you to find out if that place that it exists for real. Your job that. It's like me I tell you something and me I give the detail and I tell you when it happened and you can't say a lie, me I tell me I give the name, me I give the place, me I give the time. That's how the Bible do. Or you for say this a fairy tale. is because you are make somebody brainwash you, or you learn from the Christian church who don't do nothing in the Bible. So to you, you say, all right, obviously it seems like the Bible not real. But the Bible very much real, man. It's just that you don't know what the Bible is. Because you never had proper teachers to teach you what the Bible is and what it is talking about. So that's why the I.S.U.P.K is here. Israelite School of Universal Practical Knowledge under commanding General YAHANNA. See, we are the only ones that are qualified to teach you the Bible. Let me continue reading. Verse 6. And there shall be a great cry throughout all the land of Egypt, such as there was none like it, nor shall be like it anymore. Verse 7. But against any of the children of Israel shall not a dog move his tongue. What that mean? The Most High was calling the Egyptians dogs. Not one of these dogs now gonna move them tongue against the children of Israel. Against man or beast. So not even your dog, not even your cow, them are gonna talk bad about. Or your sheep. Or a literal dog. Let me continue reading. That he may know how that the Lord does put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. And that is very important. Because you like to say we are Africans, and then you have this some idiot on TikTok, because no, TikTok give everybody an audience. Come out and teach that Israel was in Africa and Africa is Israel and one bag of foolishness. Well, here you're seeing that the Most High put a difference between you and the Africans. You are not the Africans, and that is what we are trying to tell you. And we further show you that the Africans sold you into slavery. You understand? That is what took place. So you can go to Africa if you want. Just know that those are not your brothers. I mean, it has been tested. Liberia in the 1800s. See? It has been tried and tested. And what happened? A lot of uprising and assassination of black people who fled to Liberia. It happened again. Sashamani land with the Rastafarians them in Ethiopia. What happened? They were oppressed by the Ethiopians. They were, you know what I mean, prejudiced, racial profile, you know what I mean? They came with their resource and had to leave their resource. But the Rastafari community not talk about that. You understand? Let me continue reading. That ye may know how that the Lord does put a difference between the Egyptians and Israel. We are not no African. See? Verse 8. And all these thy servants shall come down unto me and bow down themselves unto me, saying, Get thee out and all the people that follow thee. And after that I will go out. And he went out from Pharaoh in great anger. You understand? So Moses basically I tell Pharaoh, say, yo, look, all of your people are come bow down to the Most High, and them are going to help, saying, forget them slaves free, because guess what go on? Them can't take no more of that punishment here. And then when Moses said that, Moses left in great anger. So them know say Moses now play now. You understand? We continue reading verse 9. And the Lord said unto Moses, Pharaoh shall not hearken unto you. You understand? That my wonders may be multiplied in the land of Egypt. So the Most High tell Moses, say, look, Pharaoh not going to listen to you. Why? Because it was the Most High who was hardening Pharaoh's heart. And the Bible tell you. So the Most High hardened Pharaoh's heart. And then from the mind of Christianity, you will say, why the Most High do that? Why him do that? Then if him want the man let him people go, why him make the man not do let him people go? You know why? All right, and you're not going to learn about this, about the Most High in a Christian church. See? And at this one, you understand. The Most High love to show what he is capable of. See? Let me explain. The reason why the Most High hardened Pharaoh's heart is because the Most High want to punish the Egyptians them. The Egyptians them had passed the point of repentance and past the point of forgiveness. See? And the Most High already planned to say, yo, me I go beat them. If it wasn't for the Most High, Pharaoh would have let we go a long time. But the Most High never want him let go so easy because the Most High want to destroy the Egyptians. And to this day, we are the Egyptians. We are the Egyptians today. Yeah, you might find 1 and 2 somewhere over there in Egypt. Some black speck over there in Egypt amongst the abundance of Greek babies who now runs Egypt. The Most High destroyed Egypt. You understand? And the Most High will destroy America and Britain and France and Spain and Portugal and all the kingdoms that enslaving people today. And there is no saving this. So, all right, when you're in the Christian church, you know what them do? Them pray for the government. Them pray for that God, you know what I mean, don't send plagues. You know, them pray that the COVID-19 will go away. Them pray say, you know what I mean, World War III will stop. In a Christian church, them pray say Putin will not invade or come out of Ukraine and America and peace. That is what Christianity pray for, peace upon earth. That is not the God of the Bible. Obviously, somebody did not read the Bible or them never want to pay attention to the Bible. The God of the Bible wants to destroy America. And nobody can save America. Nobody can save Britain. Nobody can save France. Nobody can save Spain. Them destiny sealed. You understand? Them destiny sealed. And the Most High will make them. All right, so back to my original statement when I say, the oppressor see more than we, and him still feel like him can push homosexuality, one bag of foolishness, and oppress the Most High's people. That is the Most High causing them to be prideful so him can kill them. So when the Most High ready for charge them, him say, yeah man, I don't do this. And him just start unleash nuclear bombs on America. You understand? And plagues and natural disaster. That is how God work. This not sound like the genie what the Christian church tell you about. No. This sound like a man that him look like him in control and him carry out his own will. And that is why we should fear the Most High. And for those who like to say, well, me no want to serve no God because but what me have to fear. That is because you don't really believe that God real. That is because you think you have a choice. You think you have a choice, so you decide, say, oh, you are all right then, go and go do what you feel like to do. Just know, say, there's consequences for your actions. And there's reward for serving the Most High. That's just it in a rude boy. You serve the Most High, and the Most High free you out of captivity. You understand? You serve the Most High, and the Most High make your enemies them bow down at your feet. Like the Egyptians them. That bow. See? Let me continue reading. Verse 10. And Moses and Aaron did all these wonders before Pharaoh. And the Lord hardened Pharaoh's heart so that he would not let the children of Israel go out of his hand. Right. So the Most High hardened Pharaoh's heart. So Pharaoh refused to let Israel go. So the Most High can go and save Israel and destroy the Egyptians there. Yeah, man, that is the God of the Bible, man. So your question about the Most High was based off of your ignorance as to who the Most High is. And that is why we say, come from out of the Christian church. See? Come learn who the Most High is and how him operate. There's no such thing as free will. You notice the Christian church love talk about free will. There's no such thing. That not in our Bible. God said, do what himself do, or else. If you're a Christian, you will say, oh, they don't like that. All right. Then our Father operate. When you live in your Father's house, how him operate? Do as him say, or you get your ass pop. That is just reality. Your Father want the best for you. But if you step out of line, while go on, you're going to get your ass popped. You understand? But Christianity has taught us to be spoiled brats. Spoiled brats that think that we have free will. And after we go the path of Christianity, we become destroyed. And then we start blame the Most High. The Most High who you were never serving to begin with. You never know the Most High. You were in the Christian church doing your own damn thing that had nothing to do with the God of the Bible. So when you follow Christianity, you hit dead end. You understand? Or hit rock bottom. See? Then you come back across the Most High when you never serve him to begin with. The Most High now listen to you. Most High now hear you, man. Because him don't answer the prayers of sinners. Him don't listen to sinners. That's in the Bible. You understand? But I don't want to stray away too far from the point still. Let me jump back on the scripture. I jumped over to now Exodus 12. Zane, remember, tap up the screen, share on our social media platform. This is I.S.U.P.K. Jamaica under command in General YAHANNA. Zane? All right, so Exodus 12:1, and it said, and the Lord spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, verse 2, this month shall be unto you the beginning of months. Right, so we are going into what? The Passover now. You know what I mean? And it is on the first month. It said the beginning of month. So this is the first month of the year. So during the time, the beginning of spring is when the year starts. You understand? Not in the middle of dead winter. You understand? The oppressor try to change times and laws that in the Bible. See? Change the times. And now tell you that this was in the middle of winter is when Jesus was born and one bag of thing. They might do them own thing, but the Bible don't have nothing to do with that. See? Let me continue reading. It shall be the first month of the year. You understand now? We are talking about the time of the Passover. Verse 3. Speak ye unto all the congregation of Israel. Talking about the whole nation. You understand? Saying, in the 10th day of this month, they shall take to them every man a lamb according to the house of their fathers. A lamb for an house. Right? So you're going to get a lamb, and every man for the house get a lamb. And this is what it says we supposed to do to the lamb in this time. See? Let me continue reading. Verse 4. And if the household be too little for the lamb, let him and his neighbor next unto him, unto his house, take it according to the number of the souls. You know what I mean? According to the number of the people in the house. So if 2 people living in your house, 2 people can't eat off one whole lamb. So share it with their neighbor who probably have another 2 people in the house and thing. You understand? Every man according to his eating shall make your count for the lamb. Right? Every man according to what they can manage, they can eat. You understand? We continue reading. Verse 5. Your lamb shall be without blemish. So you're not going to get the broke foot lamb. You'll get the best lamb. No blemish. No spot upon him nor nothing. The cleanest lamb. Best one. See? A meal of the first year. And of course, you're not supposed to do this, you know. The best place to come celebrate the Passover is with I.S.U.P.K. You understand? Because no, we're not sacrificing the lamb. Of course, we eat lamb meat at the Passover. See? But we are just rehearsing the righteous acts. Because we are not in our homeland where we would normally celebrate the Passover like this. Or how the Most High said we should celebrate the Passover. See? But we celebrate it, we rehearse it. And that is what you see is coming up April the 1st in Raleigh, North Carolina. So, you know what I mean? Call the number now, book your place, book your hotel room and thing, and come enjoy the brotherhood and the sisterhood. And enjoy yourself, enjoy the Lord's Passover. See? But this now explain the commemoration of the Passover and why the Passover was, you know what I mean, given to us. See? Let me read again. Verse 5. Your lamb shall be without blemish, a male of the first year. Ye shall take it out from the sheep or from the goats. Right? So sheep or goat. See, those are clean meats. You understand? Sheep, goat. Well, in terms of the Passover, sheep or goat. But you know, say we can eat sheep, goat, and bull, what do you call it? Ox. See? You know what I mean? Chicken, those are clean meats and thing. Fish in the sea with scale and fin. You know what I mean? Yeah. Those are clean food, and we get laws pertaining to what is clean. You know what I mean? But for the Passover is sheep or goat. See? You can't keep the Passover by yourself or your yard. Unless you are tuned in with the I.S.U.P.K, you can't just do it by yourself. See? We just have to put that in for anybody who has said, well, seeing that rare, I just keep it in my yard by myself. And no. Call us. If you can't make it to the Passover, we'll send you the link so you can watch the Passover with us. You know what I mean? Get instructions on how to prepare the food and what's supposed to be done, because leaven substance supposed to get taken out of your house during this time of the Passover and the feast of unleavened bread and thing. It have some, what I call it now, some stipulations to it. You understand? So you can't keep it in your yard by yourself. You need instructions from the priests and the prophets so you know how to do it, so you don't violate the ordinance of the Passover. You get me? So, yeah. So we just have to put that in. See? All right, let me continue reading though. And you shall keep it up until the 14th day of the same month, and the whole assembly of the congregation of Israel shall kill it in the evening. Right. Verse 7. And they shall take off the blood and strike it on the 2 side posts and on the upper door posts of the houses wherein they shall eat it. So after you kill the lamb, you put the blood upon the side posts at the door, see, and the lintel thing. See? Let me read that again. And on the upper door posts of the house, right? So side posts, you are not doing that, you know. You're not gonna do that. You not gonna do that today. Saying that is when this was this specific time when the Most High is getting ready to kill the Egyptians. You know what I mean? It's gonna tell you what is the purpose of putting the blood on the doorpost. You understand? Right. So it said, verse 9, eat no of it, eat not of it raw, nor sodden all with water, but roast with fire, his head with his legs, and with the pertinence thereof. Verse 10, and he shall let nothing of it remain until the morning, and that which remain of it until the morning shall he burn with fire. Verse 11, and thus shall he eat it with your loins girded. Right? So when you eat the Passover, this time, at this moment, being in Egypt and the Most High is getting ready to free us. See? With your loins girded, meaning you have on your clothes, you have your war apparel, and when your loins girded, it means you're ready to go. You understand? It wasn't like a get together to sit down and eat. It was getting ready to move because the Most High going to do something now. You understand? Gird your loins. Put on your war belt and make sure say, yo, your back. You gird, you know, so gird that belt, keep your back straight and thing, and y'all get ready for move. Because destruction are forward to Egypt now, and you have to move, you have to cut. You understand? Let me continue reading. And he shall let Slakia, and thus shall he eat it with your loins girded, your shoes on your feet. You understand? Your staff in your hand. Because you know, say, as you go through the desert, you know, you have to have your staff in your hand and all them things there. And he shall eat it in haste. Mean, hurry up and eat, because the Most High going to mash up the place. You understand? It is the Lord's Passover. Right. That is the Passover. So what is the Passover? It's the celebration of when the Most High kill our enemies and free us out of slavery. That sounds more significant than Christmas, though. That sounds more significant than Easter, which have no real meaning but wickedness. Just wickedness and, you know what I mean, a spirit that is against the Most High. But the Passover that the Christian church teach you nothing about, the same Passover that Christ kept before he died, the Christian church not teach you nothing about. When it is the commemoration of when the Most High freed you from slavery. You don't get no better than that. You know, get nothing. There's no greater purpose than that as to why to celebrate this holy day. This is the main holy day because it represents your freedom and the defeating of your enemies. That is what the Passover is. And the reason why it is called the Passover. See? We are going to show you why it's called Passover. You understand? Let me continue reading. Slakia. Verse 11, and thus shall ye eat it with your loins girded, and shoes on your foot, and your staff in your hand, and it is the Lord's Passover. Verse 12, for I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, see, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt. Right. Don't forget the gods of Egypt. Why the gods of Egypt? Of course, when you hear the term God now, you think, oh, so you have other gods. No, it was just the religions and the customs that the heathens, the Egyptians believe in. You know, like Ra and when them call the Egyptians God, Geb and you know what I mean, all the Egyptians God them, which is not real gods. See, they don't have no real power. The term God just means power. See, Allah I am in the Hebrew, Allah in the Hebrew, it means power. See, they are not real powers because they're not real. But people follow them and believe in them and worship them. Well, the Most High are going to mash them up too. Why? For sure them say they're not real. So as our God a pass through Egypt and a kill off the Egyptians them, it have a proof now say the Egyptian gods them not real because they can't save the Egyptians them from our God. Because our God is real, but for them God is fairy tales. You understand? And a prime example of the Most High executing judgment on the gods is like when Rastafariism get exposed. The same thing happened today, you know. See? When you see Rastafariism get exposed to be a lie, that is the Most High carrying out judgment on the gods of Egypt. You understand? People are realizing, you know, say Rasta hypocrite. You understand? And you see the Christian pastor, them are come out as LGBT. You know what I mean? Them are sacrifice people in them church. You understand? You hear about the molestation in the church and it will come out now. See? This is the Most High executing judgment on the gods of Egypt, showing you that these gods are not gods. You understand? Let me continue reading. Verse 12, for I will pass through the land of Egypt this night, and will smite all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, both man and beast, and against all the gods of Egypt. I will execute judgment. I am the Lord. See? Or that would be, I am Yahweh. You understand? Which is the Most High's name. You would have said, I am Yahweh. When you translate this in Hebrew, you see the tetragrammaton, which you interpret as Yahweh, but there's no vowels in Hebrew. It's Yahweh, not Yahweh. It's Yahweh. You understand? 4 Hebrew characters, the Yah, the Ha, the Wa, and the Ha again. Yahweh. You understand? That is how Hebrew sound. Hebrew don't have no A and no O. You know what I mean? And no Jehovah. And no Yahweh. And no Yehoshua. Like all these other fake Hebrew Israelites. You understand? So many madness out there that we did not, Commanding General YAHANNA did not teach. But of course, people learn, say them are Israelite, go and do them own thing over there, so, and then just confuse the whole thing. Instead of come to the source, so them can know where them are do. Because enough people are attempt to keep the Passover coming up by themselves, and them are going to violate. Because them though, you know what I mean, they are not the authority. Them don't know how to do it. Because they went off and do us, hey, I have met some fake Hebrew Israelites, man, and the things that come out of their mouth. You know what I mean? I tell you, you have to wonder if them still in the Christian church or something. Like, Virginia, you learn say you're Israelite, you sound like a Christian. I don't understand. I don't see no difference. I bet you stay in our church. That's why we say we are not affiliated with any Hebrew Israelite organization, none at all. They are not, they were never given permission to teach. You understand? The Most High is not a plate tie or something where you can just go and create your own club. And that's how it works. The reason why they do it because them really don't believe in the Most High. Them don't fear the Most High at that. You understand? Let me continue reading. See? So it's a 13. And the blood shall be to you for a token. What is a token? Like a sign. See? The blood shall be to you for a token upon the house where ye are. So as the Most High passed through the land of Egypt, the blood on the doorpost at this time, when the Most High was freeing us out of Egypt, it would be as a sign to the angel that was flying through Egypt in his UFO, in his chariot. Say, oh, all right, the ones with the blood on the doorpost, they are Israelites. Don't trouble them. See? Let me continue reading. And when I see the blood, I will pass over you, and the plague shall not be upon you to destroy you when I smite the land of Egypt. You understand? Yeah, man. Verse 14. And in this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it a feast to the Lord throughout your generations. So this day when the Most High kill the Egyptians and free us and spare our life, pass over we. That is where the term pass over come from. Salakia. See? The day when the Most High pass over we and slew the Egyptians, we should keep it a feast to the Lord throughout our generations. He shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever. All right. What is forever? Forever is time everlasting. Never stop. See? So why the Christian church don't tell you about the Passover? Because the Christian church is a tool by the oppressor. You understand? It's a Trojan horse. So that you don't ever keep the Passover again. So that you can break the Most High ordinance, this deal that we had with the Most High at this time, that himself will do it forever. The Christian church is set up so that you will constantly break that deal. That is the oppressor's hidden weapon or secret weapon. You see, the oppressor have bombs and guns and all them things there, but none of them things they work against we, you know. Them things they certainly don't work against the Most High. The Egyptians are the greatest army at the time. America's, you know what I mean, military industrial complex don't matter the Most High. That don't determine whether or not, you know what I mean, we are oppressed or not. You know what determine? If when we break the Most High laws. You understand? When we break the Most High laws, the oppressor know that once he can get us to break these laws, then him have control. So as you go out, you know what I mean, following the oppressor, being an LGBT member, being a murderer, being a thief, hating your people, breaking all the laws of the Most High, not keeping his holidays, the oppressor say, him just have to come and check on you and say, all right, them still a celebrate Christmas. Them still a celebrate Easter. All right, we're good. We're good. We don't have nothing to worry about. It's not the guns where the white man make, you know. The guns where the white man make is to keep him over the other nations. Is to make him fight the other nations and win. But when it comes to you, your weapon is not gun. The Bible tell you, the weapon of our warfare is not carnal. Because majority of the war them where we fight, the Most High intervene. You understand? The Most High intervene and the other nation them start get scared because they must say, wait, I not just them we are fight something else. And them afraid away. Because they must say, no man, them people are different, man. We go out there for fight them and something else happen. Because the weapon of our warfare is not carnal, brethren. And the Most High fight will buckle. The Most High say, vengeance is mine. You understand? So the oppressor and him gun and him bombs and him this and him that, it not really matter, you know. You understand? That's why we tell you, say, you can't free yourself. from this captivity, and the most I have to free you. Because if you check the nuclear bombs of the oppressor have, if you go fight the oppressor, then celebrating Christmas, celebrating Easter, celebrating every abomination that him get to you, you have to lose. You can't win. But if you keep the Most High laws, you don't even have to fight him. Most High will send World War III. You understand? Just send China and Russia against him. And make them boom up them one another and kill off them one another. And who left standing? You. And you never have to lift a finger. That is how the Most High work. You understand? Let me continue reading. And this day shall be unto you for a memorial, and ye shall keep it a feast to the Lord throughout all your generations. Ye shall keep it a feast by an ordinance forever. Verse 15. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Right. So now we are going to the meat and the matter. What is unleavened bread? Unleavened bread is like fritters, boiled dumpling, wheat bread without leaven in it. If you know what leaven is, like baking powder and yeast and all them things. So you see the bread where you buy at the supermarket, pass over there, get it out of your house. You understand? Get it completely out of your house. See? Let me continue reading. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Talking about unleavened bread. You have a special way to make this specific unleavened bread. But boiled dumpling is unleavened bread. It just means flour and water. But of course, the unleavened bread where we used to do is to put egg in it and thing and one bag of little thing. But except leaven, we don't put leaven agents in it so it swell. You understand? So it don't swell up. So it remain the normal how it still. You understand? So boiled dumpling, fritters, unleavened bread. You understand? 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Oh yeah, and sidebar. And then you wonder why over here unleavened bread is what we eat. Naturally, like we just eat unleavened bread. You understand? Because, you know what I mean? Even our ignorance, we still do a lot of the things them way. And nobody no teach it. We just do it because I just spirit. You understand? Let me continue reading. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your house. So put away all leavened bread and items that have leaven, from cereals to, you know what I mean, to bread, the shorty bread them and the national bread them, the bulla them. Basically all pastries. Because nowadays them put leaven in a everything right now. See, nothing wrong with leaven, you know. It's just on this day and this 8 days basically. The Passover and 7 days after. See, none of that nothing in your house. Throw them in the garbage, put them in a one part of your yard somewhere, but just take it out of the house. See? As I say, you want to find out how to keep the Passover, link up the I.S.U.P.K. You understand? Call the number, get the instructions for how to partake. Before me coming at the truth, me I watch the I.S.U.P.K. and I want to keep the Passover. I'm a call Captain Tazariak. And I brought up Captain Tazariak because I say, I want to keep it and I don't want to violate. Me I ask him what is bitter herbs. And he must say, hold on, I'm going to find out. I'm anxious. I want to keep it. See? I'm tuning, I do my thing, and of course, I never do it right because, of course, I never in the truth at that time. See? But eventually, I come in the truth and I do it the right way. See? So that's why, do what me do. I not say bad up the man still. You know what I mean? But know better now. Because the man, they profit up, is a profit of the most high. See? But call, get instructions. You know what I mean? And yeah. And tune into the I.S.U.P.K. and learn from the I.S.U.P.K. how to properly do the thing. Don't learn from, we just have to tell us straight, do not learn from anybody else. Don't do it. You understand? Do not, brethren. Just take it from me. Saying as a man who was sidetracked by one of these fake Hebrew Israelite groups who still have grievance against them because them come teach foolishness. You understand? Don't go through where me go through. See? Them fake Hebrew Israelite there. Reggie, I tell you. Just learn from the prophets in the I.S.U.P.K and the commanding general, YAHANNA. You understand? All right, this brother say, do you have to clean your house and boil all your silverware? That not in the law. That not in the law. So yeah, of course, keep your house clean. You know what I mean? Keep it clean, man. Naturally, you keep the Passover, clean out your house and thing. See? But it not say nothing about boil no silverware and all them thing. That no unite. See? All right, so Sideman. And see, this my brother named Sideman. See? Here what I'm going to say. Latinos and Native Americans are not Israelite. No. Just in name alone, you should know that way him say wrong. His name is Sideman. You know, I forgot no further than that, you know. You know, I forgot no further than that. Like, who name himself Sideman? It means that you talk to a sideman is a man who sleep with a woman who have a man. That is a sin. So, being a sideman is a sin. That's adultery. See? So, if you call yourself sideman, should I learn from you what Israelite is? That don't make no sense, brethren. Your whole thing, your name alone is a sign, say, you're off, bro. So everything else that come out of your mouth is off. Me not read no more of your comments, bro. Just your name alone is example to never follow anything that you say. Like, who wants to be a sideman? Like your name, all right. In my mind, a sideman is a batty man, you know. Like say the woman of our man. See, and you still want to put your hood in a that. Our man beat it up this morning, bust off in her, and you go put your thing in her, your gear. You're a homosexual. That's why we don't respect, you know what I mean, adulterers. Because that is what a sideman is, an adulterer. Sleeping with another man's wife. A man who sleeps with another man's wife is no different from a homosexual. That's like wearing another man's brief, you know. That's like wearing another man's brief. You put your wood where another man put him wood. You're gear. You understand? That's why we're telling us, see, it's a fake Hebrew Israelite that, you know. Because now, you notice, he might teach, he might try to tell you who is not an Israelite. Because the I.S.U.P.K created the 12 tribe chart and show you who the Israelites are based on research on the Bible. See? Now these fake Hebrew Israelites now are going to come tell you, say, you know what I mean? Who we said are the Israelites are not the Israelites. And that's why we said, do not learn from them because them name sideman, a sideman, and them name tell you who they are. Them name tell you what they are about. So you know what happening in these fake groups? You and your wife go in the group, and a man sleep with your wife in the group. Sleep with your woman. Because that's what them do. Sleep with them one another woman. Turn sisters in a whores in a them group there. No for them are LGBT. That is why we tell yourself, stay away from the fake Hebrew. So when you see me come out, every class me do, me reiterate it. Me reiterate it and tell you, say, beware of the fake Hebrew Israelites then. There is no other Hebrew Israelite organization except the I.S.U.P.K. Everybody else is the Christian church. You understand? But let me continue reading still. Verse 16. 15. 7 days shall ye eat unleavened bread. Even the first day ye shall put away leaven out of your house. So you're going to take the leavened bread out of your house. So you have to take out the crackers them. See? Take out the shorty bread, the national bread, every bread will puff up. You understand? Slack ya. Biscuit. You know what I mean? While cereal, see? Everything that have leaven, even leavening agent like yeast, see? Baking powder, just get them out of your house. And of course, I must say, call the number if you decide to have keep the Passover. Make sure you call the number so that you get the proper instruction on how to go about it. You understand? We get up on the phone with a captain so that a captain can show you exactly how to go about keeping the Passover. You understand? Yeah, man. For whosoever eateth leavened bread from that first day until the seventh day, that soul shall be cut off from Israel. That is how serious it is. So it would be better you don't keep the Passover if you not keep it right. You understand? Because once upon a time, if you have leaven in your house or you eat leavened bread, you would be cut off. You understand? You would be banished. You understand? Let me continue reading. Verse 16. And in the first day, there shall be an holy convocation. So now, you talk about the Passover now. See? And in the seventh day, there shall be an holy convocation. So the first day and the seventh day, you have a get together. You know what I mean? A celebration, a convocation. You know what I mean? A feast. First and the seventh day. To you, that is a feast of unleavened bread. Salakia. So you have the Passover, then the feast of unleavened bread, and then the closing of the feast of unleavened bread. You understand? No, Salakia, no manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat, that only may be done of you. So, you know what I mean? Don't go upon no slavery. Don't go to your job. You understand? Zin? Take them days the off. Of course, we know that some of our bosses, they are oppressors, and they don't want to give the day off. Well, ask them for your day off. If them not give the day off, then, you know what I mean? I'm say, we give counsel upon that, but how to go about it. See? So just call the number, because we know say enough people can't get the week off. See? So get counsel from a captain, so the captain can show you what go on and how to go about. You know what I mean? If your boss no want to give the day off or whatever. No, the Passover is mandatory. Take the day off for that. But if the other days them no want to give the day off, then there's a way to go about it. You understand? Yeah, man. So that's why we say, you want to learn, you have to make the call, get the instructions on how to do the thing the proper way. Is it? So it's a no manner of work shall be done in them, save that which every man must eat, right? So no work except the fact say you have to cook your food and thing and right. That only may be done of you. And continue reading. Verse 17, and ye shall observe the feast of unleavened bread. For in this self same day, Slakia, and ye shall observe the feast of unleavened bread, for in this self same day have I brought your armies, and listen, in that self same day, the Most High brought our armies. So the people with the Most High are free is our armies. So now we are becoming a nation. See, right now we are not a nation of people, you know. Today we call ourselves Jamaicans. See, we call ourselves Trinidadians, we call ourselves African Americans, Mexicans, you know what I mean? We call ourselves all manner of different names. We are not together as a nation, but when the Most High free us, you know what I mean? He will free his army, because now we are becoming a nation. You understand? Let me read that again. For in this self same day I have brought your armies out of the land of Egypt. But I want you to look on it from a practical perspective. While you were in Egypt, you know, you never have an army, you know. You were just slaves and people in poverty and oppression. So why is the Most High calling, you know what I mean, slaves and people suffering armies? If it's the same reason why you see we suffering at the garrison, these are our armies suffering. All right, you see you them we are kill people at the garrison. I will soldier them there. I will soldier them there, kill off one another. We now say what them are do right. But the scripture tell you already. One thing the Most High hate is when a man of war suffer poverty. And when you see men of war, men who make for fight, suffer poverty in the garrison, what you think are going to happen? What you think are going to go on? Them will kill each other if you survive. Kill off one another. These are our armies. But to today's society, they are scum of the earth. The body know. You know what I mean? Nobody know. Them look upon us, you know what I mean? The worst people in a society that needs to be eradicated. But these are our soldiers, our soldier them. You think the JDF soldiers and the police are our soldiers? The soldiers are in the garrison, fire and gun, and them are the soldier. The JDF soldier and the police, those are traitors. Some of them might be with soldier them too, but them betray us. Because them rather join the oppressor. See, I will not say, come on, we not say there's nothing wrong with the police in terms of, we know the police represent. It is the army and the security force of the oppressor. See, it not represent we. Now, if you're in the police force, don't oppress the people. Even though we know that is what the police is about. You understand? That is what the soldier, the military is about. This is not your army and your police force. That is Queen Elizabeth and Prince Charles, King Charles police force. So they are more like them on the side of the oppressor. But the real soldier them, they in the garrison and kill off each other. If we had a nation, they would have been our army. You have some man make for fight. You notice how society want to make the man them weak and feeble. You have men make for fight. You understand? You have brothers who will be the army, who will defend the nation. That is them duty from them born. That is them gift, fighting. You can't get that out of them. But society, I don't know. Society I try to make our brothers them effeminate and weak. When it's the Most High's army. You understand? Let me continue reading. Therefore shall ye observe this day in your generation by ordinance forever. So the Most High reiterated, this is a forever covenant. You understand? So if it's forever, right? How the Christian church now talk about it? I mean, the Christian church are the ones that have the Bible, claiming that they know it. So why them skip past this? It's because, as I said, it's an agenda, and the Christian church is the tool of the oppressor to keep the children of Israel from learning their culture and learning how to serve the Most High. The Christian church is the oppressor giving us a substitute, a carbon copy of what we should really do, to prevent us from doing what we should really do, so that we can never find the truth. You understand? Let me continue reading. Verse 18. In the first month on the 14th day of the month at evening, ye shall eat unleavened bread until the 21st day of the month. You understand? So from the 14th day to the 21st day. See? Which is April the 1st to April the 8th. You understand? Of the Slakia. Of the month at evening. Slakia. Verse 19. 7 days shall there be no leaven found in your house, for whosoever eateth that which is leaven, even that soul shall be cut off from the congregation of Israel, whether he be a stranger or born in the land. So whether you come from Jerusalem or whether you come from wherever the Passover is keeping, or whether you come from outside, but all it refer to Israelites. So whether Israelites who local or abroad, if you eat leaven during those days, you shall be cut off. You understand? Well, this was the stipulation back then. You understand? This was the rules back then. You understand? So if you want to keep the Passover, make sure say you You know what I mean? Lock in with the ISUPK on April the 1st. You understand? Start make the preparations from now. You still have time for book a flight if you're in Jamaica and you have the means to, or you still have time for book your room and thing because the Passover is on the 1st of April. That's 4 days away. See? Yeah, man. Verse 20, ye shall eat nothing leavened in all your habitations. Shall ye eat unleavened bread. Right, you notice how it's being reiterated more. The Most High make sure every time. If you notice, when the Most High tell us anything that him want we make sure we do. Him reiterate it to show you how important it is. See? You know, like when your parents are tell you something. See, and if your mother said you go shop when you're little, and she said, buy a tin of sardine, not sardine, a tin of bully beef, 2 pounds of rice, $100 onion, some pepper, you know what I mean, $50 cookie oil. And then she said, what me tell you for buy? And she make you reiterate. When she tell you for buy, so you don't forget nothing. So when you come back and you say, and she say, where you get? And you say you buy flour, you buy cheese chicks, you get your ass pop, you get beaten. You understand? Verse 21. Then Moses called for all the elders of Israel and said unto them, draw out and take you a lamb according to your families and kill the Passover. Verse 21. And ye shall take a bunch of hyssop and dip it in blood, or dip it in the blood when you kill the lamb, dip it in the blood. Well, this at this time, right? Because this was specific to the angel now, seeing the blood and the doorpost, you know what I mean? And passing those doors with the blood on the doorpost. Today we don't put blood on doorpost. You understand? And dip it in blood. See? In the blood that is in the basin, and strike the lintel and the 2 side posts with the blood that is in the basin. And none of you shall go out at the door of his house until the morning, right? So you see the Passover now, you see this event that took place in Egypt where the Most High is killing the Egyptians. Now you see it that takes significance and importance. You understand? Now you understand that this is the reason why we keep the Passover, to commemorate all of this. When you're in a Christian church, they make it seem like, you know what I mean, like a fairy tale. Like, and Moses, you know what I mean, strike the blood on the 2 side posts and the angel flew. Them just make it sound like a story, but this is history. This is history. This is something that happened. See? Verse 23, for the Lord will pass through to smite the Egyptians, and when he seeth the blood upon the lintel and on the 2 side posts, the Lord will pass over the door and will not suffer the destroyer to come in unto your houses to smite you. Now this angel was referred to as the destroyer. You see where it is not literally the Most High coming into the Egyptians' house and kill them. You understand? So, but it said the Most High will pass over you. But it's not literally the Most High. It's the angel where him called the destroyer. But don't know which one of the angel them that, you know, but you know I know that angel them. You understand? To come in unto your houses to smite you. You understand? So at this point, we have to make sure that the blood was on our doorpost. See? Of course, the angel don't know which house are the Egyptians and which house are the Israelites. But this is all about being obedient to the Most High. Do what him tell you to do. You understand? This is all about obedience. You don't think the angel could have looked through the roof them and say, oh, Israelite live there. They don't have to look through the roof. Because the angel them don't know what we are do, how we are suffer, know all our name, know where we live, know when we born, know more about we than we know about ourselves. Rest assured. But this is all about obedience. Do what the Most High say for do. And don't ask, why you have to do that? Then that don't make no sense. So why we have to put the blood on the doorpost? It's all about us do what the Most High say for do. That is what the Christian church does not do. That's why you in the Christian church don't learn nothing about the Passover. Because of the Christian church, they do them own thing. You understand? They do them own thing. So, but them don't obey the Most High. The Most High say keep his laws. The Christian church say the laws done away with. You understand? Let me continue reading. So it said, the Lord will pass over the door and will not suffer the destroyer to come into your houses to smite you. So when him see the blood upon the door, him not going to make the destroyer come in your house and kill you. See? Verse 24, and he shall observe this thing for an ordinance to thee and to thy sons forever. So you would have teach this to your sons, and your sons will teach it to them sons, and dear sons, forever. Can't done. You understand? Yeah, man. We don't know what going on in the Christian church. But this not sound like Christianity to me. This not sound like the God in the Christian church to me. You need to question and ask what really is taking place inside of that church. You understand? And leave out of that church. Come on. Verse 25. And it shall come to pass when ye be come to the land which the Lord will give you according as he has promised, that he shall keep this service. So after today, when you're reaching at the land where the Most High promised to give to you, saying you're going to keep this feast as a memorial. Today, we are not in our land, so we don't keep it exactly how we would have kept it in the land, but we keep it as a rehearsal of the righteous acts, as the Bible says. You understand? With the hope, say, the Most High will free us out of this captivity that we are in today. And that has already begun. You understand? And we're going to show you where. Hold on, let me just finish reading off some of this. All right, let me go and continue reading. I'm going to just read through. I'm going to just keep up. So I'm just have to read through this. See? Verse 25, and it shall come to pass, just read that. Verse 26, and it shall come to pass when your children shall say unto you, what mean ye by this service? Verse 7, that ye shall say, it is the sacrifice of the Lord's Passover, who passed over the houses of the children of Israel in Egypt, when he smote the Egyptians and delivered our houses. All right, so that is the definition of the Passover. So if you want to know what is the Passover, this verse basically tell you. Verse 26 says, and it shall come to pass when your children shall say unto you, what mean ye by this service? Verse 27, that ye shall say, it is the sacrifice of the Lord's Passover, who passed over the houses of the children of Israel in Egypt, when he smote the Egyptians and delivered our houses, and the people bowed the head and worship. Right, so the Passover is all about when the Most High spared our life and killed the Egyptians and freed us from captivity. That is the Passover. You understand? Verse 28, and the children of Israel went away and did as the Lord has commanded Moses and Aaron. So did they. Verse 29, and it came to pass that at midnight the Lord smote all the firstborn in the land of Egypt, from the firstborn of Pharaoh that sat on his throne, unto the firstborn of the captive that was in the dungeon, all the prison of them. You know what I mean? And all the firstborn of the cattle. Verse 30, and Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants and all the Egyptians, because them think I did bluff. You know what I mean? But I know them should have known it wasn't a bluff. But them went to bed. You understand? And Pharaoh rose up in the night, he and all his servants and all the Egyptians. And there was a great cry in Egypt, for there was not a house where there was not one dead. You understand? In every house, in the Egyptians, them dwellings, somebody dead. Can you just imagine that? Can you just imagine that? Being in captivity under the oppressor and hearing your slave master crying because tragedy has struck. You know what I mean? Bear in mind, you know, we weren't celebrating, you know, when we hear that, you know, we were terrified. You understand? Even though the Most High spared us, we were scared out of our minds. This would have been equivalent to what you see in a dopey show. Like this would have been scary to witness. This is not the God of the Christian church, brethren. Just picture this what we are reading right now and take the imagination and the fairy tale off of the Bible. Just imagine you live next door to slave masters throughout all of Jamaica, and in all of the slave master them house, them are ball because somebody dead. You'd wonder what kind of something this go on here. All of them just dead one time. You'd have fret. And for no say a year God do that and he might do it because he might go save you. Trust me, it would give you a different vibe. You understand? It would give you a different vibe. Trust me, I tell you, man. Yeah, man. Verse 31. And he called for Moses and Aaron by night and said, rise up and get you forth from among my people, both ye and the children of Israel, and go serve the Lord, or serve Yahweh, as ye have said. Verse 32. Also take your flocks and your herds, as ye have said, and be gone, and bless me also. You understand? So he might tell Moses to pray for him. That is how our God works, man. Our God is not a hallelujah, clap, praise the Lord, shake and vibrate. No, something there. Our God is a killer. Him kill him slack ya. That's not the word to use. He make people unalived. You understand? That's why we don't want to go out there and play with the Most High. Stop playing with the Most High. The Christian church going to the wrong impression of the God who we serve. I want to go out there and play with him. You understand? Verse 33, and the Egyptians were urgent upon the people that they might send them out of the land in haste, for they said, we be all dead men. The Egyptians them say, yo, when the earth and come out because it look like the whole of we dead, you know. A dead we dead, you know. Them forget about all of the crying when them a cry for them loved one and start think about them own a life now and I say, bomba, they not dead, we dead too. That is how the God of Israel work, brethren, not the God of Christianity. You understand? That's why we say, brethren, we not learn in another Christian church that it will be on a demise. It will be our demise because we don't know God for real. We don't know God none at all. You have some, brethren, and when you sit down, you have to have patience with sit down and listen to a Christian, you know. When you hear them talk and say, oh, them have a personal relationship with God. This sound like a God you can have a personal relationship with. You can't have a personal relationship with him. You know what you can do? You can keep him commandments and him have mercy upon you and your family. You understand? That is what you can do to this God. Keep him commandments. Do what him say, obey. And everything will go well and you will rule. And you will live in you know what I mean? Your people will prosper. This is not the God that you just done being a whore. Then you come church Sunday and you're holy again. And you have this personal relationship with him in your house where you pray and everything where you are him just agree with, though. You know what I mean? Everything where you are him agree with. Ever notice when Christians pray, God always agree with them. Them not God them I pray. I pray to the imaginary friend in their mind. When you pray, and you say you get an answer from God, and you answer yourself. No, God no know you. God no know you from Adams. He never talked to you yet. No care how much vision you claim say you have and how much this and that and people business you know. God no know what you talk about. That no consistent. This God in this Bible don't deal with everybody. He only deal with one nation, and that is Israel. And within Israel, he only deal with the prophets. And I know everybody a prophet. He deal with one prophet at a time. And that prophet tell other men what to do. Like commanding General YAHANNA, tell other men what to do. We are now, you know what I mean, automatical prophets because we listen to the prophet of the Most High. Not because we great, because we listen to the man that the Most High talk to. We are not nobody. And if you ask commanding General YAHANNA, he's going to tell you, say, he's not nobody neither. Is your our shy, our king, and the Most High himself. You understand? So when you have some whore in the Christian church now, some retired whores, I come tell you about them a prophetess and how them have a word from God. Virgin, come do better than that, no, man. Don't be so gullible. I don't saw this thing at work, Virgin. Let me continue reading. Verse 34. And the people took their dough before it was leavened, their kneading trough being bound up in their cloth upon their shoulders. Right, so they didn't even get enough time to finish preparing some of the things there. You understand? They have to move now. They kneading trough tie up on them shoulder, the woman them. So now you have to move. You have to take your belongings them and get out of Egypt. You understand? Yeah, man. Verse 35. And the children of Israel did according to the word of Moses, and they borrowed of the Egyptians jewelries and silvers and jewels of gold and ornaments. Wait, say borrow. Wait, mean? You think it mean lend me till me give you back? No, man. Give me this. Give me that. Give me this, give me that. And the Egyptians them was happy to send on. You understand? Because the Egyptians them not see them back. See? And of course, we work for that. All the riches and the wealth that the Egyptians had, we work for that. Just like with the oppressor right now enjoying heaven. You know what I mean? Our hard work give him that and we don't reap none of the benefits. Same thing in Egypt. So the Most High say, we spoil the Egyptians. And the same thing are happening in them time. Yeah. You know what I mean? We not going to leave out of Egypt the same way, yeah. A different way. But, you know what I mean? We're going to get back what truly belongs to us. You understand? Verse 36, and the Lord gave the people favor in the sights of the Egyptian, so that they lent unto them such things as they required, and they spoiled the Egyptians. Spoil mean robbed. He would take away from the Egyptian them and never give them back. You understand? Yeah, man. Verse 37, and the children of Israel journeyed from Ramesses to Succoth. Isn't Ramesses an ancient place in Egypt? I mean, the Bible is being specific. Ramesses is a place in Egypt. Ramesses name after Egyptian pharaoh. Ramesses, them love to talk about Ramesses, this and the great Ramesses. The Bible is being specific. It tell us that the people journeyed from Ramesses to Succoth. Succoth is another place that is real. Another joke thing, which fairy tale book I give you detail? When you read Cinderella, And them say in the land of such and such. Is it a real land? No. It's a place where they make up. But the Bible is a book that gives you name, place, who, what time, all the details that you need. So the Bible works. No fairy tale and no religion. It's just our history has been compiled in a thing called a book named the Bible. These are different records throughout different time. You understand? Take the religion off it. Verse 38. Slakia. About 600,000 on foot that were men beside children, right? So 600,000 on foot beside children. So of course he had children and women different. So 600,000 men. That is the army of the Most High, the men. 600,000 on foot. You understand? Verse 38. And a mixed multitude went up also with them, and flocks and herds, even very much cattle. The mixed multitude would be the brothers who had Egyptian wives. You understand? There were no Egyptian men. See? But brothers would have, same like how you have brothers of white woman as them wife. You know what I mean? Yeah, we that the foolishness there in Egypt too. See? But that don't mean that these heathens were our people. It just means that to his wife, she'll come with him. You understand? It don't mean she's an Israelite. It don't mean she's chosen. It just means she belonged to him. You understand? Verse 39. And they baked unleavened cakes of the dough which they brought forth of Egypt, for it was not leavened, because they were thrust out of Egypt and could not tarry, neither had they prepared for themselves any victuals. Right? So them and them journey and them a bake cakes and things for survive, car. You know what I mean? And of course, this was now in the feast of unleavened bread. You understand? Verse 40. Now the sojourning of the children of Israel who dwelled in Egypt was 430 years. Right? So Egypt, Israel was in Egypt under slavery. Well, sojourning, saying in Egypt 400 years. Let me ask you a question. How long were we brought over here? How long we serve over here in Jamaica? From now back to when slavery began? 400 years. You see you see the connection? We serve 400 years in this Egypt. When we serve in the Bible, it said we serve 400 years in an ancient Egypt. Or we were in Egypt 400 years. We never served slavery for the world 400 years. Just like how we never served slavery for the world 400 years over here. But we were in this Egypt for 400 years. Again, like we have 100 million different reasons why we are the children of Israel. By now, that is, of course, I exaggerate the number. See? But by now, you know who the book you talk about. By now, you know that this book is talking about you. See? It's not the white man book. All right. So now, Easter come up. See? And our people are getting ready to celebrate that abominable, you know what I mean, thing called Easter. YAHANNA 36. Shalom. See? Now, what is Easter? Now we're going to read an article. I read a little bit about Easter. It says, what does the word Easter mean? Right? It is certainly not a Christian word or name. Right? So Easter is not even a Christian word. It comes from somewhere different. Because as we are trying to show you, all these holidays in Christianity come from somewhere else. You understand? What does the word Easter have to do with the death and resurrection of Jesus? Because them say it have to do with the death of, because God was killed on Good Friday. So, and him rise upon Easter Sunday or something like that. I don't know. A long time, we not going at that foolishness there. You see? Come out of that long time. So I don't really remember where them say it is, but we don't lie. You understand? So it now have nothing to do with the death of Christ. You understand? Easter, like all Christian holidays. I didn't listen, you know. Easter, like all Christian holidays and festival, has its origin in the Assyrian religion, basically idolatry. You understand? And the word comes from the name of the ancient Assyrian mother goddess, Ishtar. That is where Easter comes from. Ishtar. You understand? And it's going to tell you who is Ishtar. See? Who was also called Semiramis. Right, so let's find out who is Semiramis. Let's jump over to all right, so we jump over to Wikipedia, and it says Semiramis. I.S.U.P. asserts that Semiramis was a queen consort and the mother of Nimrod. Remember me that telling about Nimrod earlier? It's the mother and the consort or the wife of Nimrod, builder of the Bible's Tower of Babel. This is history, you know. So you see some things in the Bible and it's confirmed history. But you think it's fairy tale, but a history. See? He said that Semiramis and Nimrod, incestuous male offspring, was Akkadian deity Tammuz, which you know about the Tammuz and one bag of things. See? So Nimrod and his incestuous mother, which is incest, see, had a son called Tammuz. You understand? So Semiramis is the queen. Let me go back to this article now. When it says Ishtar, who was also called Semiramis. So Easter is the mother of the mother and the wife of Nimrod. And Inanna, Ishtar is the female equal of Ashur. And at times, Ishtar and Ashur are the same and equal in strength and in length. Yet their distinction remain to the extent that Ashur is the son. All right, we continue reading. Slakia. And Ishtar the moon, right? Therefore, Easter is nothing more than Ishtar, one of the titles of Biltis, the queen of heaven. No, the queen of heaven, right? Where you know about the queen of heaven? This not give a biblical thing, you know. You understand? This. Let me show you where the queen of heaven come from. See? Let's find it. 1 second. And we will show you where the practice of those Easter bun come from. See? This is the book of Jeremiah 7 and 17 and 8 to 18. See? And it says, this is the Most High saying, seest thou not what they do in the city of Judah? So the Most High said to Jeremiah, you see what they are doing in the city of Judah and in the street of Jerusalem? The children gather wood, and the father kindle the fire, and the woman knead their dough to make cakes to the queen of heaven. These same cakes are your Easter bun today. Saying to the queen of heaven. Who is the queen of heaven? Ishtar, Semiramis, and whatever other name she had. Nimrod mother. That is Easter. And the Most High hated it. See? And the women knead their dough to make cakes to the queen of heaven and to pour out drink offering unto their gods, that they may provoke me to anger. So this angered the Most High. The Most High don't like Easter. The Most High don't like Easter. The Bible that I tell you say the Most High don't want you to worship the queen of heaven, which is Ishtar, Easter. You understand? Jeremiah 44 and 19, and it says, And when we burn incense to the Queen of Heaven and poured out drink offering unto her, did we make her cakes, Slakia, did we make her cakes to worship her and pour our drink offering unto her without our men? See? Let me continue reading. That was Slakia. 1 second. Let's see. This was verse 19. Let's go down to verse 20. 1 second. See? Then Jeremiah said unto all the people, to the men and to the women and to all the people which had given him that answered, saying, verse 21, the incense that you burn in the city of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem, ye and your fathers, your kings and your princes and your people of the land, and the people of the land, did not the Lord remember them, and came it not into his mind, so that the Lord could no longer bear because of the evil of your doing, and because of the abominations which ye have committed. Therefore is your land Slakia, therefore is your land a desolation and an astonishment and a curse, without an inhabitant as at this day. And we are not in our homeland today. There's no Israelite in Israel right now. Astaroth, right? Double AA say Astaroth, right? Astaroth is another name for her. See? Or Astereth. So sometimes them say Astaroth, sometimes them say Astereth. Astereth actually in the Bible as well as Astaroth. See? This is the same gods being worshipped from time past, and the Most High hated it. That is the reason why our land is desolate today. No inhabitants. We are not in our land today. We're in captivity. Because, and we come over here so and still I worship Ishtar. Still I worship Nimrod. You understand? That's why we come out so forceful, you know. That's why you see, that's why when I say, well, I'm to them money, and the money all come on the internet and I cuss. And where am I cuss about? We have to do the same thing with the prophets them of all do. We have to cuss. We have to cuss because we want to do the right thing. Stop celebrating them holiday. You're not lose if you stop celebrate Christmas and Easter. Just try it. You're going dead if you not celebrate Easter. But the problem is this, you know. Not for we woman have a left way if we stop celebrate Christmas and Easter because they want Christmas present and Easter bun. See, stand up as a man and don't celebrate. No matter who, no matter if you pick them why you celebrate it, no matter if your wife why you celebrate it. If you are a woman, don't celebrate it. No matter who, if your family them are pressure you to celebrate it. Do not sin against the Most High. Come out of the Christian church. That's the first step. When you come out of the Christian church, then your mind can get clear from all those evil spirits in the Christian church. You understand? Then you can learn. Then you can start learn the truth of the Bible. But once you're in that filthy, disgusting, you know what I mean, LGBT, you know what I mean, whoremonger, whoredom place called the Christian church, you can't, oh, you have to learn, say. We have to learn. Can't learn the Bible in a Christian from who? The pastor? Pastor don't know the Bible. See? So the Queen of Heaven is Ishtar or Easter, Semiramis. Go back to the Tower of Babel. See? The same Tower of Babel where the Most High had to send an angel to stop Nimrod from building. The same Nimrod who wanted to fight the Most High. His wife, called Ishtar, which is his mother, you are getting ready to celebrate Easter. For when the Most High told you to celebrate the Passover, not Easter. And notice how them put Easter in close proximity to the Passover. You know a trap when you see it. You understand? All right, so we just read where the Most High basically brought us out of the land of Egypt. See? And a similar thing I will go on today. You understand? A similar thing I will go on in our time, but it's going to be more glorious. You know what I mean? You understand? Right. Double A say we are supposed to celebrate the Passover. Damn right, brother. Zin? Yeah, man. All right, let me jump to the book of Jeremiah chapter 23. One second. And that scripture here heavy, you know. Say, all right, we have 15 people over here, so. You know what I mean? And we have one people over here, so one person over here, so. This scripture is very heavy. I want to listen carefully. See? It says, verse 6, in his day Judah shall be saved, and Israel shall dwell safely. So the Bible said, we are all safe and the Christian church say we are all safe and sanctified, and when you go into the church, them say you're saved, right? But the Bible make you know say Judah shall be saved and Israel shall dwell in safety. It's not talk about the whole earth. See? And this is the name whereby he shall be called the Lord our righteousness. Right. Talking about Yahweh. You understand? Verse 7. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, that they shall no more say. I want to listen, because this not happened yet. See? Therefore, behold, the day come, saith the Lord, that they shall no more say, the Lord liveth, which brought up the children of Israel out of the land of Egypt. So the day come when nobody now go say, great is the Most High that brought up the children of Israel out of Egypt, ancient Egypt, that we just read a while ago, with fear on them. This is what they are going to say. I want to listen, you know. Listen carefully. See? Verse 8. But the Lord liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Israel out of the north country. Which north country? So them now go say, great is the Lord that brought the children of Israel out of Egypt. No more. Them now go say that again. Instead, what them go say? Them go say, great is the Lord that brought the seed of Israel out of the north country. North America. Babylon. That is the north country. America. See? And from all countries whither I have driven them, from Jamaica, and they shall dwell in their own land. So the Most High are going to get ready to take us out of North America, South America, Jamaica, Caribbean, Central America, out of Britain, out of wherever the Most High scattered us. And we shall say, no, we shall no longer say, great is the Most High that take us out of Egypt. Why? Why it say we now go say great is the Most High that take us out of Egypt, but rather great is the Most High that take us out of the north country. Because when the Most High ever do to America, Egypt ever come like nothing. Egypt ever come like child's play. You understand? And we know what the Most High did. He made him plague Egypt, kill all the firstborn in Egypt. Down to the firstborn of the cockroach, him kill. See? And him also open up the Red Sea and kill the Egyptian armies. Part the entire sea. Have you ever seen the Red Sea? Part it and drown the Egyptian armies. That was a great and marvelous act of the Most High. You know? And the experience, as I say, you as the children of Israel, as we were there, it would have been terrifying to see all of that. Like, probably traumatized. But remember, that will come like nothing to what the Most High will do to America. America will get 10 times as worse as that. So that when we go back in our homeland, we now remember nothing about Egypt. We're going to start right about that. So like how we write about how the Most High free us out of Egypt, and now we are reading it today, probably we no business about that. What we are going to write about is how the Most High destroy America, destroy them with nuclear bombs, how the angels invaded the earth, mash up America, mash up Britain, mash up all the places that we were dragged across into slavery. And that will be the new talk. But just look forward for that. That a forward soon. Zin? Yeah, man. Get yourself prepared. Because that a forward. It's not by accident why you watch this class today. And with that, we're going to jump to the security announcement. Remember to like this class, share on our social media pages, follow this page. I.S.U.P.K. Jamaica. The Passover is in Raleigh, North Carolina. You know what I mean? We still have a different Passover. When the Most High do what him say I'm going to do, the Passover go different. Because this Passover is to commemorate when the Most High killed the Egyptians. But after America fall, after Christ come and destroy this terrible, wicked place, we don't know if a Passover it have a name, you know, but it have a great. You understand? Yeah, man. And we're going to keep the Passover and it will be glorious in Raleigh, North Carolina on April the 1st. So make sure you still have time. Call the number, you know, and book your room. You're probably in the United States right now watching. Book your room. You know what I mean? It's only $200 for book your room. You understand? So book your room. Call, make your reservation. General YAHANNA, he rented out the convention center. I mean, the convention center look like, yo, it's tough, beautiful. You understand? And General YAHANNA rent out. So it prepare a good and wonderful, you know what I mean, Passover. So just make sure if you can, just be there and, you know what I mean, congregate with your own people. All blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians are welcome. See? And with that, we're going to jump to the security announcements. All right, these are the I.S.U.P.K security announcements. We are the I.S.U.P.K, started out of 1 West 125th Street, Harlem, New York, under commanding General YAHANNA. New rules for brothers and sisters. When a new brother or a sister comes into the school, they are off limits for 6 months. They are to be saluted only. They are here to shed themselves of the world. After 6 months, if a brother or a sister has an interest in a particular person, he or she must get permission from the head to speak to a brother or a sister. There's another 6 months in which the brother or sister will court each other. After this 6-month period, the brother or sister will get permission from the head to marry. Tithes, which is a commandment. Tithes, which is a commandment, you can find this in the book of Numbers, chapter 18 and 21, and Malachi, chapter 3, verse 8 to 10. Means tenth in the Hebrew and is pronounced ma'ashara. 10% of every increase of 10% of every penny of any increase the Lord gives you, give to the treasury department or teacher. Priest fund, free will offering for priests, not mandatory. All right, so to pay your tithes, just go over to ISUPK144.com. Understand? By now, you would understand that it is not, you know what I mean? It is not practical or logical for you to give the Christian pastor your tithes money. You understand? It don't make no sense. Why would you pay a man to teach your lies? See? Instead, support the truth, support the I.S.U.P.K and the commanding General YAHANNA. See? Yeah, man. So just go over to ISUPK144, you know what I mean, .com, and, you know what I mean, just look for tithes and donation and pay your tithes and make your donations there. See? All right. Upcoming Holy Convocation. So the next Holy Convocation is the Passover and the Feast of Unleavened Bread. You understand? I'm going to say Raleigh, North Carolina, April the 1st. You understand that is Saturday coming. See? Saturday at sundown. And I mean, if you can make the trip, make the trip. See? If you can book the room, trust me, it will be a glorious experience. And also, if you can't, just call the number for instructions on how to partake in the Passover if you can't make it to the physical Passover. See? Reminding Akiam and Akwatiam to check on social media such as ISUPK144.com, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, and so on for ISUPK events and materials. If a brother wants to be a trooper in the school, then he's to start wearing all black, which includes black boots, shirt, pants, headband, or scarf. And with that, we say I-Madium, which means to stand. I-Madium, so We're going to say the Lord's Prayer in Hebrew and then in English. So, Sarwa Panya Akwadam, which means turn and face the east. Abanawa, Shamashamaya, Kwadash, Aya, Shamka, Yahawa, Malakwatka, Taba'a, Ratazaka, Aya, Aisha, Ba'arataza, Kawa, Aya, Washamayam, Nathanlanawa, Lakam, Kal, Yawam, Wasalaklanawa, Kawabwatnawa, Kasalapnawa, Kawabwatianawa, Wala'a, Thabaya Anawa, Wanasayawan, Abal, Awashainawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Amalakwa, Wa'ala, Wa'athapara, La'awalamiam, Aman. In English, our Father which art in heaven, hallowed be thy name, Yahweh, thy kingdom come, thy will be done in earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our debts, as we forgive our debtors. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory, forever so be it. Amen. All right, this is the prayer for the curses. Blessed are you, Yahweh, King of heaven and earth, and all things living. Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, listen to us now, right now. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen that speak against us, thy prophets, the teachers, the princes, the priests, the Israelite brothers and the school. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the heathen, and shake loose the treasure of the rich of Israel that refuse to give to the school. Force their riches to enter into thy sanctuary. Send evils and curses, and punishment and destruction to the Edomites and their nations, and the drug dealers, the court system, the prison system, Planned Parenthood, all the governments of our enemies, Amalek synagogues and armies, Roman Catholic Church, the Pope, Islam, Christianity, Rastafariism, Egyptology, militia, Ku Klux Klan, Aryan Nation, skinheads, Pasikamatazi, the gay movement, the lesbian movement, spies, workers of witchcraft, NASA space program, Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Wall Street, open up the internet and the airways, the cable access channels and the radio channels, convict the spirit of any of thy people that seek to stop us and bring swift destruction to all the heathen that stand in the way or try to stop us from broadcasting your words throughout the planet Earth. Let loose all the plagues, cause them to go to and fro through the earth and consume them. Let the plague shake the house of the thief and the murderer. Let your Awashai, Michael and Gabriel come down with the flying saucers and punish all the heathens that come up against us as we speak thy word. Cause it to be known by all that it is the angels that has done it. Cause it to be spread through the media, throughout the whole world. Cause them to shake at thy coming. In the name of your Awashai. Thank you always, so be it. All right, this is the prayer for the power. Yahweh, Ba'asham Yahawashai, Babakwasha, Nathan Lanawa, Hakak, Larpa'a, Kalmakala, Wakal Marawa, Hakak, Lata'ar, Amatazarayam, Hakak, La Akwayam, Amathiam, Hakak, Irakawa, Atama'ala, La Garashan, Ba'asham Yahawashai, Tuara Aman. In English, Yahweh, in the name of Yahweh Shai, please give us the power the power to heal all manner of sickness and all manner of disease, the power to cleanse the lepers, the power to raise the dead, the power against unclean spirits, to cast them out in the name of YAHANNA. Thank you, so be it. All right, this is the prayer for the blessings to bless Israel. Yahweh, Wa'asham Yahawashai, Wa'raklanawa, Wa'yasharala, Wa'a, Wa'yatsaparia, Wa'rak, Rapa'a, Magan, Hagan, Commanding General YAHANNA, the generals, the captains, the officers, the troopers, the young men and the sisters, Wa'asham Yahawashai, toward our man. In English, what we said was, Lord, in the name of Jesus, bless us and Israel and the school. Bless, heal, shield, protect our loved ones. In the name of YAHANNA, thank you, so be it. Hold on a second. All right, so now we're going to give one courtesy salute. Men of Israel. I'm Adim Shabbat. I'm Adim. Barak. Yahweh Ba'asham Yahawashai Barakatham. Yadamata. Class dismissed. All right, remember, tap up the screen, share on all social media platforms. You know the thing already. Yeah, man. If you have questions, you can just leave it in the comments. All right, so why Canaan say Babylon, America, US, right? Yeah, man. Yeah, man, and him have the fire emoji and the UFOs. Yeah, man, that'll go on, man. America will get destroyed, you know? Yeah, man, and it will be glorious. That is the beginning of freedom. You understand? And we all know that are going right now. I mean, TikTok will push all of that right now. World War III. You understand? TikTok is that way they call it now. That's why they want to ban TikTok in America. Because TikTok will give you all the news that you will not see on the mainstream media. See? And it don't look so good on America part. And America look very stupid on the world map. You know what I mean? On the world stage, and that is what happens when an empire is about to fall. See, most of you get ready to get rid of America, man. But most importantly is getting ready to free you, the children of Israel. You understand? You couldn't make America fall, you know. You couldn't defeat America. The most I have to do it. See? So what you need to do now, you need to get yourself ready. Just like how Moses was telling the children of Israel to get themselves ready. You understand? Stop celebrating the holidays there. Stop celebrating. Come out of the Christian church. Come out of Rastafarianism. Stop smoke the weed. Or you have to smoke your weed in an Armageddon. You have a high while the world has collapsed before you and around you. You have a hype on weed, zine and some drugs while the world has collapsed around you. That don't make no sense. Put on all of your vices right now. Stop being a whore. Stop being a sodomite. Stop being a child molester. Stop being a murderer, a thief. Keep the Most High laws. Learn the laws from the I.S.U.P.K. Watch our classes. Learn how to get yourself ready because this is going to be the grand finale. You now learn about this in your Christian church. You understand? Your Christian church have not a clue as to what go on. Not one clue. See? Your Christian church are pray for peace. But war is inevitable and war is coming from the Most High. And with that, shalom. We're going to close out with some music. So shalom to everybody on TikTok.
Yeah, don't mess up, no. Bad news is to beat your home, nigga. Yeah. Go on, get on his ass real quick one time. 144, baby.
They said you get on, you gon' represent, I said of course. Soon as they trade that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch be on guard. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan, I go with the force. You gon' ride, yeah, of course, get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this Lord, so that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that, I swear I'm to our core. Wait up, let me make a call right quick, I'ma start another war. I was hurting when she left, but I don't care about anymore. I need a Vaselina like my Nina Puffer bar. Took a Zach, watch the dark. Matter of fact, like a dart. Any problem, let them come. We gon' snatch they soul like Shang Tsung. Put them out of service, keep them tools like Miss Harper. Try to hope it's way too late. I'm headed straight to the safe. Throw that one up like a trophy. I'm that nigga, ain't no debate. Told them boys we taking note. Call them up like set the date. This shit a piece of cake. Yeah, my bitches came from Whole Foods. Told them put on that top 3. Then bring me my house shoes. Don't make excuses, make moves. These niggas ungrateful, gotta show them U.P.K rules. I make hits like I can't lose. They said you get on, you gon' represent. I said of course. Soon as they crank that beat, I ride that bitch just like a horse. She about to go dumb, yeah, bitch, the whole cart. You ain't know they call me Obi-Wan. I come with the fart. You gon' ride, yeah, of course. Get it lit up like a torch. You even low on this Lord. Told that bitch is either or. Yeah, I know them niggas ain't cut like that. I swear I'm to our court. Yeah, I just got off the call. I'ma start another war. Spit a plate up with my niggas. Get your knife and your fork. They ain't locked in with the count and with the speaking to me fart. Yeah, I just took the floor. Ain't no cowards in my campaign. They can't stop the campaign. Tell them bring the champagne. They know I'm a champion. They can see the outcome. Get them niggas bad, got them tied down and out there. You can't do with them steppers. Niggas been down since day one. We run up the bands, bitch like Dylan. They say you get on, you gon'